Hey, welcome to another update on Archmage Rises. This one is with Nick and me, and Nick has the better beard still. I got another week on this thing.
Yeah, you were catching up.
I'm catching up. Well,
You got a month or two.
soon it'll be gone.
We'll see.
I'm going to see Claire and Avery. They're going to put their hands on my beard and go, wow, that's neat. And then I'm going to shave it off.
I don't know. I don't think people can resist the beard, Thomas.
Yeah, well, I don't know. My wife might have me in the living room till I do. Okay, so I'm still here in Portland working on the game, working on the build 11, and you've seen that. I mean, you've seen me working on it.
I have. I can attest to the fact that he has been working diligently for many hours every day.
Actually, you're not really sure because I sit so that I can see your screen, and I'm behind you, right? So
Right.
you have no idea.
Well, yeah, that's true. I can attest that he has been sitting and yelling profanities throughout the day. So.
Well, you're not supposed to bring up my Tourette's. I mean, I try to keep them contained during this, but they came out anyway. So, so I've been working on Build 11, and so just to bring people up to speed, put out Build 11 to about 8 people on the team, people in the small council, and our test. Got a ton of feedback. Cried over some of it, but most of it was good. And then on Monday, I just kind of went through all that feedback and just started prioritizing all the things that need to be done. And so I've been working pretty diligently on getting all that stuff in. So the major thing that wasn't working was the serialization, and so you couldn't save and load your game, and so that was the first thing I addressed. I fixed that. Then there was this terrible crash that would ruin people's games. Well, it didn't really crash, it just ran forever, that you would get stuck in a conversation with an NPC and then you could never get out of it. And so anyways, I figured out what that bug was and fixed that. And then there's just all kinds of little things that I won't go into, fixing icons on the map and combat UI issues, a whole bunch of stuff. So so then I started adding things into the game, just like playability things, that like things that people mentioned that just make life a lot easier. What do they call it? Quality of life things. So one example was, well, this one was more of a bug actually than it is quality of life. But anyway, I had this stupid bug, right? So in the game, because it's a simulated world, passage time really matters. If you're inside of, say, the weaponsmith shop and you're interacting with the weaponsmith and then it hits 5 o'clock and the shop closes, then he kicks you out, right? He says, hey, I gotta go, and he kicks you out. So that's good. We want that code, right? Except when you're in the inn and then you rent a room and then the inn closes at 11 o'clock and then even though you paid your money, it kicks you out. And so you don't actually sleep. You don't get any benefit of sleeping.
Like, hey, I paid for this room.
Yeah.
Get out.
Get out. We're closed. So the inns weren't really running right. Great inns. So anyways, what I had to do to fix that was add this silly little Boolean that would say, is the person allowed to sleep here tonight?
Right.
And then if they are, then when it hits closing time, it doesn't kick them out.
Right.
And so then I was like, I could just add that to just anything.
Should be global, right?
So yeah, I added it to the building class instead of just to the inn class, which subclasses from building. So all buildings now do that. So now when you go to someone's home, I just added a dialogue option, and this whole thing only took an hour to do. I added a dialogue option saying, "Can I sleep over?" And then,
Oh my gosh,
And
that's
then
great.
and then based on relationship, you have to be friends, and if
Yeah.
you're friends, like we are,
Yeah.
sort of, and then you let me sleep over.
Well, I like the push your luck idea of that, because I remember when I was testing the build, I went to somebody's house to deliver him a book, but he was upset because it was midnight when I did so. It would be great if I could just say, hey, can I sleep over? Just push the luck.
Yeah, that's right. Waking people up. Can I sleep over? Yeah.
Luckily, I was able to solve that by telling him a sweet joke. And, so he loved me, and I was able to do delivery. So, sounds good.
Yeah, and you can. I was just with James, the musician. We were playing Twilight Imperium at a board game cafe, and so I told him about this feature. He's like, "Oh, that's good," because I hated paying for rooms in the inn. Now I could just bum off my friends. So it's fulfilling his role playing dreams, I guess.
Nice.
So, anyways, it's a testament to the systems, I guess, that are in place, that in only 1 hour, suddenly, like, I can make NPCs make a reasonable decision about whether you should sleep over or not. It's based on their mood. It's based on your persuasion to be able to get them to agree to let you sleep over.
Right.
And that's based on your relationship and how long it's been and stuff. So anyway, it's realistic. Like, you can't just meet somebody and say, hey, can I sleep here?
Right.
Or you have to be very, very persuasive
Yeah.
in order to do that. Anyway, so... then I was working on the Combat Runaway, and I'll talk a little bit more about combat in a second, but it's a permadeath game. The ability to run away is very important, and so while I was working on that and getting it just right, I added this ability to pass your turn. So it was kind of a bug that you have 6 action points, you spent 5 of them, and none of the actions take 1 point. So it was like, what do I do? And I have a hotkey that just allows me to pass the turn, and so I didn't really know that was an issue. And so then I was like, oh, well, you know, okay, I'll add in a pass feature and stuff. And then I was like, what if when you passed, you get to save your AP, kind of like Bravely Default. So now you're like saving up, so you can like save up, and then like boom, 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 just do a whole bunch of stuff. So I thought that brought some new, interesting strategic choices to the combat, and that was really easy to just add in while I was fixing that problem. And then the ability to run away. And then since you can run away and you do a runaway thing, I was like, hey, there's a good point to add in the caltrops that have always been there and have said, you know, unimplemented. And so I added them in, and so you can drop caltrops, and that gives you a bonus to running away. So like that was cool. But then the big thing was, major thing people said is like, there's not really a whole lot to do because the world wasn't very full. There were only 2 monster layers, and if a lot of time hasn't gone by, then they haven't really started taking over and doing a lot of things in the world. So I added this concept of what I call monster camps. I call them camps anyway. It's just monsters that just exist in the world purely so you have something to go and fight. And I'm philosophically against that, but I'm also philosophically against a boring game. Right. So I had to eat my hat on that one, I guess, and I just threw in a bunch of monsters. So while I was throwing in a bunch of random monsters for you to beat up, I decided to add in some more races, and I threw in wolves, spiders, and the undead. So now in Build 11 is wolves, spiders, and undead. So I fixed a lot of things that people complained about. I've added a bunch of stuff. Do you think I should push out a build for people to test before it goes out to everybody?
I guess that's up to the people getting the builds.
I know, but do you think I should do that?
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Yeah, if they have time, they can test it, give me feedback, see how it is now.
Yeah.
If they don't have time, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because I think you've addressed a lot of the stuff that they've problems they've had with it. So that's good. It's good to listen.
Yeah,
fixing it.
Okay, so I'm going to push out another build to the tester people, and if you're watching this video, you'll get it sometime on Monday, and you can give me feedback when you can give me feedback. And otherwise, I have 1 week left in order to work on Build 11 and hopefully get it out to everybody. And I guess we'll make a judgment call on Thursday or Friday night.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's ready. Fixed a lot of stuff, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it. So thanks, everybody. Bye.